It do be hot outside sometimes. It is summer and boy am I feeling it, and I know I'm not the only one. Don't you just love it when you open up the door to your car and you're just engulfed in heat like an oven? Hurts a little. These fragrances are going to be perfect for those high heat days. They are ultimately citrusy, they are fantastic for the heat, and they just smell amazing. Did I also mention that these are cheap and really affordable? Let's get started. So these 8 fragrances are not in any particular order, they just all smell amazing and they will definitely do the job. So at number 8, we have a fragrance from the house of ZARA, and this one is ZARA Vibrant Leather BOGOSS. This fragrance was actually created by Jérôme Epinette, and he actually made fragrances for Byredo, Atelier Cologne, and Wilhelm Parfumerie. So you're definitely getting a high quality juice here created by a master perfumer who made a handful of fragrances for a ton of different well-established houses. So you get an amazing pineapple bomb. This one is just ultimately tropical, fruity, and aquatic. You have notes of lemon, pineapple, cedar, and leather. So those are kind of the main notes here, but honestly, this one just does something that a lot of fragrances don't. For some reason, the pineapple just comes off super photorealistic and citrusy here. It smells absolutely fresh, like you just had fresh sliced pineapple, and it smells fantastic. I used to not like pineapple in fragrances because I thought it was a little overbearing, but this one, I really like how it's blended together. That lemon and the pineapple do complement each other really nice, and there's a bit of a depth from the leather and the cedar here. Kind of gives me a little bit of an Aventus vibe, just slightly. This is not an Aventus clone by any means, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of it, almost like a way fresher, more citrusy version of that without the kind of heavy dense smoke that you can get with some of the batches. But this one is absolutely fantastic for the price, and it lasts a pretty dang long time. I believe it lasts around 7 hours or so, but man, when you spray it on your skin, it smells absolutely fantastic. And this one, I think it's about $30 for this bottle, 30 or 40 bucks, and I think it's worth every cent. And that one is ZARA's Vibrant Leather BOGOSS. Did I also mention that this has a magnetic cap and a pressurized atomizer? This ticks all the boxes, my friend. Up next is one of my most favorite summertime cheapies of all time. In fact, this one I have probably worn the most lately, especially when it's really hot, and this one is Penguin Premium Blend Original. So this one you can find for about $15 to $20, I would say, at your local rack stores. It does come in season around summer, the springtime. You get amazing sea salt, mint, and lime as some of the main notes in this one. It smells very youthful and sporty, and nothing really in my collection does it just like this one. Something about it just ticks all of the boxes whenever I'm trying to find a kind of youthful and summertime fragrance. You have an amazing kind of earthy driftwood and vetiver that complements really nicely with some of the green sweet notes. But to me, this one smells like a summer vacation in a bottle. In fact, I dare say that this is my all-time favorite summertime fragrance. Under 20 bucks. But man, there's something amazing going on with this one. It just has almost like a melon type of vibe, but even though it's not really mentioned in the notes, you just get a real fresh, fruity kind of mint. So I've had the same exact bottle for about 5 years, and every 4th of July or time that I go for a summer barbecue or a swim with my friends or just hang out in the high summer heat, I pick this one up. Very satisfying and very cooling in the summer. Yeah, Penguin Premium Blend is definitely worth the price. Like I said, it's about $15 or so, and you will make memories with this fragrance, because I know I have. And that one is Penguin Premium Blend Original. Number 6, we're stepping on over to the Middle Eastern fragrances, and this one is Fragrance World's Imperium. Now, this is definitely a shameless clone of Roja's Elysium. These two bottles are almost identical. On the dry down, they smell just about exactly the same. It's honestly really scary how close it gets to the original Roja Elysium. This one just smells absolutely fresh, and you have a really interesting vetiver and citrus up top. So in the opening, it doesn't smell exactly like Elysium. It's a little bit more citrusy. You get a little bit more of an orange kind of mandarin vibe, but honestly, in the dry down, it smells amazing. You get the vetiver and the grapefruit just kind of in the forefront with this one. It also has a little bit of juniper berries, black currant, and a plethora of other notes on this one. You get about 5 hours of projection, and it lasts around 8 hours or so, but there really isn't a more accurate clone than something like this. You can actually pick this one up at tripletraders.com, and if you use my code COMMONSENSE, you'll save 10%, so just a little idea. I just love the way this one smells because that black currant, the juniper berries, it makes it smell a little bit kind of dusty, but with that vetiver and the grapefruit, it smells ultimately fresh, sporty, and it's a perfect office friendly scent, and it's just perfect for the high summer heat. Really great stuff. And that one is Fragrance World's Imperium. The number 5 spot, we have a fragrance from the house of LOLITA LEMPICKA. This one is LOLITA LEMPICKA's Green Lover. This bottle is really, really interesting. It's kind of an oblong shape if you look at it. It's a perfect rectangle on the bottom, but on the top, you can see it looks like you had a mask that you made in Premiere or After Effects and you just accidentally dragged one of the corners to the side. Man, this one is so unique. You get an amazing vanilla with a fresh mandarin, mint, and gin accord. I'm actually really surprised at how vanilla forward this fragrance is, because in the note breakdown, it looks like it's got a little bit more of the green kind of vibe going on. And with a name like Green Lover, you would expect it to be more of a green kind of herbaceous fragrance, but that's really not the case. This one smells like an orange sherbet. It's also got a little bit of musk and juniper berry as well that gives it a little bit more of a powdery touch, but I really, really love how this one smells on my skin and how it projects as well. I would probably say about 4 hours it goes really strong, and then it sits a little bit closer to your skin, but you can still smell it for about 7 to 8 hours on this one. And you can get it for about $35, but I really like the presentation here. I think the bottle looks really, really cool. I don't have the box anymore, but it looks really awesome, especially if you look at it online. I love the way that the notes mix here because you get a really sweet and kind of fresh vanillic mandarin, but at the same time you get a really nice, invigorating, and playful gin at the same time. Amazing stuff here, and that one is from LOLITA LEMPICKA, and that's Green Lover. Next up at the number 4 spot is probably a fragrance that you have definitely heard of. You've seen it in the rack stores many times, and if you have slept on it until this point, please consider picking this one up. Nautica Classic, or Nautica if you look it up on Fragrantica. This one smells insanely clean and bright. You get an amazing lime, jasmine, and white floral vibe here. It's also a little bit more old school because you have some of the cyclamen and some of those classic kind of ozonic accords as well. But don't let that scare you. This still smells ultra modern and fresh. I'm actually really surprised that nobody had pointed this out before. This one smells kind of similar to Roja's Oceania. Now, definitely not on the same level as that one, but it gives me some of the same kind of vibe as that one. It smells like a clean kind of citrusy bar of soap with some of those ozonic and oceanic notes at the same time. But man, I love how the jasmine comes off as real creamy and clean, almost like a bar of soap, like a white Dove bar of soap. But the brightness of the lemon here and the bergamot smell absolutely incredible, and the way that it's blended is just really, really satisfying. I honestly spray this one on myself a lot of the times when I'm just going out and about running errands or washing my car and I have just a white t-shirt, because this one is definitely a relaxing kind of white t-shirt fragrance, and it is perfect for the heat because it just radiates off of your skin. Once you can kind of appreciate those florals at the top, you can really start to smell the jasmine, neroli, and the sandalwood, just giving it an ultra creamy and clean vibe in this one. It's like the perfect summer soapy fragrance. Do not be afraid to overspray this one. You could spray it 10, 12 times and you will still smell amazing. I don't think you'll really offend anyone with this one because it smells so pleasant. And the best part is the price. You can find this one for around $12 or so for 100 ml depending on where you look. So definitely check this one out. It's a classic for a reason, and that one is Nautica's Classic. At the number 3 spot, we have another Middle Eastern fragrance clone that is definitely another shameless knockoff of a Tom Ford fragrance. I'm talking about Maison Alhambra's Neroli Porto. Neroli Porto, just like the Nautica Classic and the Penguin Original Blend, these tend to be great blind reach fragrances. You get an amazing neroli, orange blossom, and lemon with this one that just smell absolutely heavenly, especially on your skin, and it just smells like a spring and summer great time. Neroli Porto has some really interesting white florals as well as some neroli and orange blossom. You also get quite a bit of lemon in this one, and the citrus smells absolutely amazing. But at the same time, you do get a nice green kind of herbaceous and earthy vibe in the base. There's a specific water park that I went to all the time as a child, and it kind of reminds me of that because you get a little bit of that sunblock kind of vibe, but at the same time, and you also get some of those green kind of herbaceous trees that just surround the water park. But I absolutely love this one. It smells really vibrant. It's definitely refreshing. While this does smell very, very close to the original Tom Ford Neroli Portofino, I feel like they do a little bit more citrus here, but man, it smells absolutely fantastic, and it radiates and projects off of you, and it makes a beautiful, beautiful scent bubble around. And I'm sure you're gonna have people asking you, who smells like that? And that one is Maison Alhambra's Neroli Porto. And at the number 2 spot, we have another $20 affordable cheapie. This one is Tommy Bahama's Saint Bart's. Now, I've actually covered this one before in another fragrance list, but man, I cannot say enough great things about this one. It smells like a tropical summer getaway, a vacation in a bottle, just fun time. You get a really interesting sea salt, lime, tequila, and guava here. So everything about this fragrance just smells fresh, and it just radiates off of your skin and makes you feel at ease, like everything is okay, and you can leave all of your troubles of your workplace back at home where they belong because you are on vacation. I love how fruity and citrusy this one smells with that lime and that sea salt. It smells very refreshing, and I feel like there's also a little bit of coconut in this one. It's not listed. It could just be my mind playing tricks associating that kind of coconut, you know, tropical vacation together, but this one is truly amazing. I feel like you do get a lot of that ocean breeze and kind of that oceanic salty air, but man, it just smells fun. And the price is amazing. Like I said, $20 for this absolute masterpiece of a fragrance. This is an eau de cologne, so don't be afraid to overspray this one, and you will just want to bathe yourself in this. And I think anyone can pull this one off. And that is Tommy Bahama's St. Bart's. Finishing off strong at number 1, we have a new fragrance in my collection, and this one is ARMAF Aura Fresh. So ARMAF Aura has been out for quite a while. It's in the brown bottle, and that one smelled pretty good, but I don't think anything smells quite as good as this one. This one's got notes of saffron, starfruit, bergamot, and amber. Imagine just a darker eau de parfum version of Versace Eau Fraiche, or basically a new flanker of Mont Blanc Explorer. So kind of a hybrid of those two, because this one just meets in the middle. I feel like you get a little bit of the Akigala kind of amber vibes from Explorer, but at the same time you have that beautiful starfruit and citruses from Versace Eau Fraiche. And as you can see, I have put a dent in this bottle. This is probably my 3rd bottle I have of this. But for the price, I would say go with this one, because Versace Eau Fraiche has been out for a long time. A lot of people smell like it, but that's for a good reason, because it is timeless. It still sells amazing to this day, but this one puts a little unique twist on it. I feel like it's slightly darker and a little bit more woody, and I feel like some of that saffron comes out a little bit more. You got a little bit more of a depth and a spice to this one, but it smells absolutely amazing. It still stays really fruity and citrusy, but with that nice kind of spicy twist to that DNA. You also have a bit of pepper and sage, so definitely a little bit of a green and a slightly darker base to this one. I have to say this one is fantastic for those hot summer days where you're gonna need something that will last you throughout the day. This one projects like a beast, and you can go nose blind to this one. I will say I've kind of oversprayed myself multiple times. People say it smells absolutely fantastic. I've got compliments from this one, but regardless, this one smells amazing. It is perfect for compliments, and honestly, I think this is the one to go with. And that one is ARMAF's Aura Fresh. So those are all my fragrances. Let me know in the comments if you have any great summer citrus kind of aquatic bombs that are great for this high heat, because I would love to discover some more and maybe review them in a future video. To those who are new, thank you so much for checking out the channel, and if you are a regular, I love you guys, and you're the reason that I keep making these videos. So that does it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been Eli with Common Sense, and until the next time, bye-bye. Oh my God. Okay, I'll just stick that right there. I don't even think I'll need to do any little bloopers.